Right guys, welcome back to the Anglesey Tightlines kitchen. Recently I've been asked about how I go about preparing fish cakes. Well, I'm going to try and show you it today. Right, so what I've done, I've already peeled and chopped some potatoes, salted the water, and the other thing I do guys is I put a clove of garlic in the water with the potatoes. I'll put these on now. So I'll boil them up now, and what I'll do in the meantime now is get the fish prepped. So I get my waste bags. Now these whiting were the ones that I caught in Kemlyn the other night, and plus one or two others that Emlyn gave me to go with them. Now then, I'm not going to be using these today. I will be freezing them ready for another time. That is the beauty of having fish cakes. You can freeze them and then they're fantastic for when you want something really quick. Now whiting, a very cheap fish of course, a fish that some people call rubbish fish. Let me tell you guys, the whiting in something like this is absolutely superb. Right, filleting. I won't show you filleting all of them. I've already gutted them on the beach so that all the really gunky stuff isn't here. So all I do is in through the belly bit, and I'm not bothered about catching the bones, the pin bones. I will sort them out later. I've look at that one now. I went through the whole thing. Let me start again on another one. Right. So to the bone, and then just follow the bone. And like I said, I'm not fussed about the pin bones. And I put it to one side. Do the same on both sides, and then I have them there. That goes in there. Now, you might notice that these fish have got no tails on. The reason for that is that when we're match fishing and we're keeping fish, we cut the tail off so that there's it's quite clear to everyone that they've been caught already, and you don't take them back to be measured again. Not that I would, of course, but that's what the call is that we do when we're match fishing. Right, let's sort this fish out. So what I'll do in a bit is I'll fillet all of these, then I'll trim. I don't know, proper bollocks on this one. So fillet them, then trim them, then I'll show you the actual process of putting them together. I've proper messed up on this one. Never mind, I'll go in this way instead. Right. I'll show you one more, so do the proper one, there like that, to the bone, through the pin bones, you can hear them crack. Like that. Right, so I'll do that now with all the others, and when I've done that, I'll bring you back. Right, so all the filleting is done. So all I need to do now is just trim and skin. So all I do now is I just go underneath the pin bones, and I get rid of all of that. All that gone. And then what I do is I just Get under the skin. And push the flesh off. Arm broke, but it doesn't matter because it is just going to be cut up anyway. In the skin, doesn't want to be there. And show you again. There's not a lot to do on this one. Trim the pin bones away. Turn it over. Just trim that bit off. It makes skinning a lot easier. And then in. Keep pressure on the skin with your fingers and just push the knife away from you and the skin comes off nicely. Now I've got a little bit of trimming more to do by there. That's the top dorsal fin. And then onto there. So, trim underneath the pin bones. Cut down. Get rid of that. Right, and repeat and repeat and repeat until it's all done. When it's all done, I'll bring it back. Right guys, so the potatoes cooked and I mashed them just in a little bit of butter. So what I do now is I get my fish and I just roughly chop it. Now what we don't want is to chop it up into tiny kind of paste almost. I like to have bits of size fish in there. It's all good boneless fish, you know. So once you put it in with the potato and you mix it up with your hands, you break it up a bit more anyway, so you don't have to go to town. Now you could use a food processor if you really wanted to, but I find that makes it a bit too watery as well. Plenty of fish here. I don't know how many fish cakes it'll make, but it'll make quite a few ready for those freezer packs. Vacuum pack them and put them in the freezer ready for when we need them. Absolutely quality. I'm not putting it straight into the potato because the potato's still cooling down a little bit. Oh yeah, I have found a little bit of bone though. It's not bad though, is it? That much bone in all of that. You know, you want lumps of fish, because after all it is a fish cake and not a potato cake. That's cooled down enough now, so in that goes in there. Right, okay. Clean this up. And swap boards. Right, herbs guys. Today I've got basil and I've got a chilli. Now, being kind of a Thai kind of spiciness, Thai and basil goes really well. So all I'm just going to do is just roughly chop this down. basil and chilli are good friends because they really do complement each other. So there we go, there's some basil. We'll get that in there. And then the chilli. Now the other thing that you can put in here that I have seen people do before, and I have done it in the past, is a bit of spring onion, but I don't have any spring onions. I'm not fussed about taking the seeds out of this either, guys. Just roughly chop, bring that bit of nicely chopped like that, and then scoop it up, and in there it goes. So we've got potato, we've got basil, we've got the fish, and we've got some chilli. Right, in we go. Start mashing that together. I have got some more mash there if I need it. I think I might. Don't know either. Still a little bit warm. I did find a bit more bone. So what we've got is we've got potato mixed in with some fish like that. I'm going to let that cool down just a touch more. Right, so like I said, I will cool that down a little bit more now while I'm prepping everything else. So what I've got ready is I've got a couple of eggs broken in there. I've got some breadcrumbs from old pieces of bread that I keep for this purpose, and some flour. I'm going to season that flour now. Like I said, basil and chilli go well together, so in the flour goes some chilli powder, just like that. Also put some salt in here, and I'll also put some more salt into here as well. Right. Mix all that together there. Like that. Okay, let's put that away. Hope you enjoy this content, guys. Please let me know if you want to see more catch and cooks. I did do a few earlier on in the life of the channel, but I found that they weren't being supported as well as the actual fishing bits. After all, it is a fishing channel. But anyway, right, let's go. What do we do? So what I'm going to do, guys, okay, let's bring this one a bit closer to you, is I get the fish and the potato and I mould them into shapes like this. Now you can see in here the big lumps of fish. That's what I want. I want to be able to have the bite of fish in there. And I'll repeat this. Good, healthy size fish cakes. and I'll bring you back in a minute when I've done all that. Right guys, so you will see that I've had 8 good fish cakes out of that, and now what I'll do is I'll show you the process. So I've beaten the egg up there, put that to one side. Right, in the flour, make sure it gets a good coating, but then shake the excess off. You don't want to be too rough with these guys because they will fall apart. And then you go into the egg, and then into the crumb. Push the crumb over the top, make sure it gets a good coating. And what I like to do is just push the crumb into the potato and the fish like that, and you get something like that. Right, I put that to one side and I repeat. Flour, egg, crumb, it does get a bit messy, but it's worth it. Don't forget the flour has a bit of chili powder, a bit of salt. That just helps with the whole seasoning of the whole thing. Right, so that's the process of putting the fish cakes together. What I'll do is I'll clean up here now and I'll show you what I do with the vacuum packing. But the way I would cook these now is I put them in the air fryer 10 minutes and they're done. So there's a few good meals there now, quick and easy, usually on a match night. So I can come home from school, whack something in straight from the freezer. Actually from the freezer they'll probably, from the freezer about 12 minutes possibly. Anyway, I'll get cleaned up and I'll get the vacuum packing stuff and I'll show you how that goes. Right, so like I said, I would put these in the air fryer 10 minutes. Maybe from frozen it might take a little longer. So now what I've done is I've sealed two ends of the vacuum pack, and then I'm going to take these gently, place them inside, four in each bag. Like that. Four in here. So that next time on a match night I can get home and have a quick and easy dinner before going out again, because it's quite a rush. I was late, or later than the other guys. I wasn't late, I was there for the first cast, but right, so on here now, vacuum pack. And seal. And there we are, guys, a beautiful pack of fish cakes ready for the air fryer. Repeat the process. And all that's left to do is to put a date on them. Today is the 12th. These fish were caught on the 10th, so I'll put the 10th of the 1st, 25 whiting fish cakes. Whiting fish cakes. So there we go, guys. Whiting fish cakes, using what people consider to be trash fish, all labelled and ready for the freezer. Guys, I'd like to thank you all for watching. I'd like to thank everyone who's given me a thanks donation. That is much appreciated, guys. If you fancy doing that after this one, I'll thank you, because everything goes into the channel. Even the things like this, where I vacuum pack the mackerel and things like that when I get them, that's all part of the channel. You know, so I thank you all very much. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Pass on a message to your friends, family who have not subscribed to do so. Next session, maybe this evening. And hopefully I'll be able to see Adrian. We haven't seen Aid on the channel for quite some time. He's been through a rough time, but hopefully we'll be out tonight. So guys, until the next session, or maybe the next bit of cooking from the kitchen here on the Anglesey Tight Lines kitchen, keep your lines tight.